Today we're going to be reviewing Marvel Zombies. So, uh, Marvel Zombies was a really weird, really interesting, and really out of nowhere spin-off I didn't think I'd see Marvel make because this is a spin-off to the What If series with the Marvel Zombies What If episodes, and I did like that episode, and I wish we saw more of it. But you can imagine how surprised I was when they announced that there would be a spin off basically continuing the story from that episode. And there were a lot of things about the updates with this series that I just didn't really keep up to date with. One, I realized that it was going to be R rated. Two, well, you know what? Actually, as a matter of fact, out of all the updates from announcement all the way up to its release, that was the only thing I really truly knew about Marvel Zombies altogether. Other than the fact that we were going to see a large multitude of characters and how the world affected every single character from the beginning of Phase 4 all the way up to, I guess, Fantastic Four First Steps, even though the Fantastic Four isn't in this series, that's basically all I knew about it. So when I saw the trailer, I really liked the direction they were going in. And when I saw the trailers, not just the first one, all of them, I got more and more excited as to what the series was going to become. So now that the series is out and I watched all four, it took 2 hours, but I watched all four episodes. What is it? What is it about? So Marvel Zombies takes place in the Zombies universe, and apparently takes place 5 years after that episode in particular, and well, the whole entire series is just about a group of survivors from the universe trying to bring a device and send it to the Nova Corps so that they can help with the zombie outbreak. So each episode has its own opening and own setting to where it's hard to really say for sure who's the main character, but that problem kind of goes away after episode 3 because episode 1 through 3 feels like different, we're following different characters, but then there are times where the characters that we do meet the other characters. So for example, the whole first episode we do follow Miss Marvel's team, which is Miss Marvel, who I believe is the newbie of the team, Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and Riri Williams, Ironheart. And when in their journey of trying to get there, well, they encounter Captain Marvel, a zombified Captain Marvel, and fighting a zombified Icarus. But then thinking it around, it seems that the zombified Icarus isn't really zombified, so it's hard to say for sure what's going on with him. My best bet is maybe he's going through what Athena is going through, where she's just affected with some type of sickness. Take what you will from there. And everyone is killed off. So Kate Bishop dies by Captain Marvel. It's unclear what happened to Riri, except for not really. She's not really dead. She actually survived somehow. It's hard to say for sure what happened, really. And then Miss Marvel is saved by a Moon Knight, who is actually Blade. So in this universe, Moon Knight does actually becomes Moon Knight, but after the events of the overall outbreak, Mark actually dies, and the Fist of Khonshu chooses Blade as the new holder of being the next Moon Knight. And the fandom likes to call him Blade Knight. I was thinking Moonblade because he's more Moon Knight than Blade, and he's not hunting vampires anymore, but he's still got that itch in him, you know? He still has that slaying in him. So he's more of a zombie slayer now in this world. But the point is, after that, they go to their next location, which is where the Army of Black Widows are, and Red Guardian, and that facility is taken over, and that's basically the whole episode. So after the attack, basically the only survivors is Miss Marvel, Yelena Belova, Moonblade, or just Blade Knight, I guess. I'm just gonna call him Blade Knight, and Red Guardian, and they all go off to go to their next location so that they can continue their mission. Then we go to episode 2, where we Well, hold on. I actually want to pause for a second. I want to talk about episode 1 more because I did actually like the fight between Captain America or Captain Zombie America, whichever one sounds much more accurate, and the Red Guardian because it was actually really cool seeing this fight. Now, a lot of people, me included, actually did want to see Captain America and Red Guardian fight, as it was mentioned in Black Widow that he has in fact fought Captain America. But I do believe that there are some people who believe that that didn't actually happen. So take what you will from there. And then we go to the fact that they did fight. Red Guardian got to fight a zombified Captain America, even though it wasn't technically a fight. It was a goofy fight at most, and Captain America died. So there's that. And although Bucky did in fact survive, for some reason the series didn't show what happened to him, and we do know what happened to Hulk at the end of that episode, but what happened to him isn't what you guys were expecting. So now we finally go to episode 2 where it actually shows how the outbreak happened, and we go through the perspective of the only hero we know other than Ant-Man that does in fact reside in San Francisco, which is Shang-Chi. So from their perspective, Shang-Chi and the other one, they go through the outbreak, and then we see the Mandarin taking down all of the zombies, but it's just to save Shang-Chi, and he gets infected and gives him the 10 rings that stops his infection. Kind of wish they didn't do that. I mean, I guess I see why they did it, but I wish they didn't do it. Shang-Chi is my favorite character, and the only thing that's stopping him from turning is the 10 rings, and I'm actually glad that the reason why he didn't turn is because of the 10 rings, because I thought it was like it stops him from turning, but really it's gonna spread still. But no, the rings actually stop the infection. Like, his arms are still infected, and going in after the infection, like after the time jump, because we go back to 5 years again, his infected hand is really bad. Like, can he feel the injuries on his hand? Because, like, his hand is literally rotting away. He has to get that cut off at some point. But the whole other episode, like the whole second episode is just them fighting on the raft as Shang-Chi's team and Miss Marvel's team meet each other, but they don't have the same goals. Like, they're just trying to survive, whereas the other ones are just trying to go to another new location. And that's about it. In this episode, we're introduced to Wu and his interactions with Death Dealer. In my opinion, it's hard to say for sure if Death Dealer actually likes Wu because there's no real interaction. Like, Wu is the only one that's actually doing all the talking. So, anyone who's a fan of those two, of their dynamic, you guys give me your headcanon on it. And then we see Zombie Namor, and I've got to say that was actually an amazing fight. Zombie Namor is ruthless. He is a freaking beast. He is the second worst zombified character other than Scarlet Witch, who, mind you, is the Queen of the Dead, apparently, because she used her mind control to mind control everyone. And that was actually okay, yeah. She zombified Okoye, who I thought she ate alive, but no, she turned into a zombie. And she is also a menace too. She turned everyone in the Black Widow mansion, or whatever the headquarters is called, and put them a part of her army. And a lot of people died on that raft. Like, I did not want John Walker to die, but he did. It's just weird to put him in there just for him to die in that very same episode. But then again, Kate Bishop died too in the very same episode that she was introduced in. So there's that. And the overall fight was actually great. And Namor's head exploding was just wow. You can imagine how surprised I was when it exploded. I didn't think Miss Marvel could do that. And once again, another character dies, which is Yelena. And for some reason, her death affects Red Guardian in the next episode. And it's just weird that they went in this route. I just wish that Red Guardian became a better character and was developed after his family's death, but no, he just becomes another target for the dead. And then we go to the next episode where they go to New Asgard. Valkyrie is introduced. She's a new member of the team. Shang-Chi's team and Miss Marvel's team also join forces. Baron Zemo joins in too, but he also dies in the next one when it's revealed that Wanda actually poisoned the new Guardians. Thor also, he kind of gives up. Also, before the wait, is that what happened? Okay, so in that one, we also see what happens when Team Spider-Man goes to Wakanda, and it's kind of weird how the fight went. I guess it makes sense because it was a zombie Thanos, so he wasn't like the original Thanos before. So I guess it made sense that it was easy yet hard to fight him. It was amazing, and I gotta just go ahead and say their tribute to Black Panther dying because the actor died. You guys gotta stop. Like I've dreaded them making this choice literally since they announced that Black Panther T'Challa was not going to be replaced in the sequel. I knew something was up when they said that, and I should have known that that meant that they were going to kill him off, and they did again. You know, they didn't have to do that. They could have just recasted the character. Like he's an animated character. They could have gotten someone. You know, while we're on the subject, Mahershala Ali isn't even playing the Blade that we're seeing in Marvel Zombies. You know that? It's someone else that is playing the character, but they modeled him after Mahershala Ali, just because they haven't gotten that Blade movie out. So what was up with that? They couldn't get another character to play someone else to play T'Challa in that series. They had to kill him off. Like, sure, he saved the universe, but they also made an Infinity Storm or something like that, which also almost killed Ant-Man and Spider-Man, but Zombie Genos did burn Thor's face and killed Rocket and Groot, so I feel like we're going to see the Guardians of the Galaxy in Season 2, but we'll get there when we get there. And then we go back to the main team where they do try to leave Earth, and we do see Thor get up again, and he does fight Scarlet Witch, so he finds a reason to fight again. By the way, a lot of other characters died. Red Guardian becomes a zombie, Death Dealer dies, and Jimmy Woo dies too. And Baron Zemo dies too. I think I said that already, but yeah, he dies too. Okay, the numbers are dwindling again, and after they go up in space and sends them the message, the Nova Corps is there, and it's revealed that they know about it, but instead of helping, they keep anyone from coming in or out of the planet, and anyone who tries to escape will be incinerated. So that's their way of helping, but they could have tried something. They could have evacuated anyone who wasn't infected and left those who are infected to die, but they didn't do that either. So what was all that about? And after episode 3, we go into episode 4, and now all the teams, all the survivors that are left, what's left of Miss Marvel's team and Shang-Chi's team and Spider-Man's team, they all join forces to fight back against the Army of the Dead, led by Scarlet Witch, the Queen of the Dead, as they are now protecting Infinity Hulk, because to stop the Infinity Storm from destroying the world, Infinity Hulk absorbed it and became Infinity Hulk. And the final battle was actually really great. All these combos, all these fighting styles, but then it got worse when everyone started to lose, everyone got bit, and man, you can imagine how disappointed I was with how it went down. Like, it was dramatic as heck, man. Like, Blade died. Blade, Moonblade, Nightblade, Blade Knight, he died. Spider-Man didn't die, but he was gonna get eaten alive, like, from Attack on Titan. Ant-Man's head was gonna get crushed. Head jar was gonna get crushed. Shang-Chi got infected. So many people died. And then, out of nowhere, Scarlet Witch reshaped the world with the help of Infinity Hulk's power and Miss Marvel's power, and apparently the world is safe again, but not really, because Riri Williams is actually still alive, and now everyone's stuck in like their own reality where everyone is happy, but not really, because it's actually fake. So yeah, putting that all together, it was actually, I gotta say, Marvel Zombies Season 1 was actually pretty good. We wanted to see the continuation of this universe, and Marvel gave us that. And although I was worried that we weren't going to get a Season 2, because of the popularity of the series and how many people watched all 4 episodes of Season 1 of Marvel Zombies, consideration for Season 2 is actually apparent. In fact, as of this video, it seems that season 2 is greenlit and will apparently reveal what happened to Bucky in the episode Zombies. And another thing about it is that he is going to be the Captain America of that universe. So everyone who said that Bucky Barnes should have been Captain America, you're getting your wish. It's not in the MCU's main timeline, but it's still happening. So there's that. So in my opinion, I think this season was weird, but I did want this. I did want this. We got it. And since we're getting a season 2, I guess that's gonna be good enough for me for now. So let's wait another 2-3 years for season 2, depending on how long it'll take for them to make another 4 episodes. Maybe they'll double the length and give us 8 episodes moving forward or something like that. But that's Marvel Zombies. So here's my rating. I'm going to give the story a 9 out of 10 because even though there were some things I did not like about this show itself, the only thing I didn't like was that the dwindle in numbers, how they kept killing off characters, how we kept seeing zombified versions, which was really great, but that was my only gripe with the whole series so far. And I'm going to give the whole show, Marvel Zombies, also a 9 out of 10.